and welcome back to Second Take Movies, the podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, a second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twito.
Look to the left and you go to the right. It's the Kansas City Shuffle.
We are talking about Lucky Number Slevin today. Came out in 2006.
Lev it up. Lev it up.
What happened to Josh Hartnett, by the way?
He did 30 Days of Night and then disappeared pretty much.
He had like a quick run in from 2000 to 2010. And
yeah.
I
Everything after Black Hawk Down.
Haven't seen him in anything since then.
Which, fun fact, Black Hawk Down, one of the characters in that movie, who in the real life thing taught at my high school.
Wow.
Will not talk about it.
I don't blame him.
You mention it and he's just like,
nah.
Stop.
Like,
Josh Hartnett, what's he up to? He's in Kevin Hart's TV series.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Because he tried to they tried to make him a leading man, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, he didn't have the juice. He was good in Sin City though. Yeah. That was before this.
Well, I think it's because he pissed off Harrison Ford on Hollywood Homicide.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah. The story for Lucky Number Slevin, a case of mistaken identity leads Slevin into the middle of a war being plotted by two of the city's most rival crime bosses. Under constant surveillance by Detective Brakowski and Assassin Goodcat, he must get them before they get him.
By the way, Goodcat, what a great name for an assassin or assassinator. Wow.
I was expecting more of Bruce Willis in this movie than there was.
Yeah, I wish there was more.
He's just in it for like a couple of scenes.
And that's it. Just like Sam Yeager, who's Nick Fisher.
Yes.
That's the guy, who became somebody after this, but I think he was just a PA. And that's why he used him in this movie.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's a rumor or like what, but I don't think he was anybody. I think he was just
you want to be this
on set.
This character that gets killed in the first scene? All right.
No, he's the guy sitting in the he's Nick, the guy's apartment and body they use. He gets shot in the bus terminal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought about
they snap his neck at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Slevin's dad.
No.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Carry on, wayward son. Carry on.
Kirk Honeycutt of The Hollywood Reporter with our positive review. The film is as stylish as hell with sharp dialogue, a tongue-in-cheek plot, and a visual and editing razzle-dazzle.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, it
especially at the time.
Yeah.
That one, like, I think this movie's aged okay, but at the time, twist movies like this, you weren't really looking for stuff. Now, I watch movies, I'm like, where's the twist?
Yeah. You kind of sort of see it coming a little bit, but
yeah.
Ella Taylor from the LA Weekly with our negative review, another drearily sadistic and pointless crime thriller.
That's a dumb review.
Yeah.
There is not a lot of violence, and
it's not a lot. No,
not a lot. It's in spurts, but how bad was the really negative one? I'm just curious.
They went after Josh Hartnett. They were like,
okay,
did this movie bomb because Josh Hartnett was the lead, or when he signed on, did it just immediately bomb? And I was like, well, damn, let's calm down.
Yeah, I figured it was a hit piece. It wasn't a failure. They made money. I mean, the box office made money even.
The first note that I have is everyone's in this movie.
Yeah, I forgot Stanley Tucci was in this. I forgot that Corey Stoll was in it.
Very young Corey Stoll.
Forgot about that one.
Looks the same.
Yeah.
Minus his run in Ant-Man Quantumania recently.
Man, people hate that movie.
Yeah, they do. I don't get it.
It's fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
This movie has a lot of Sin City.
That's what I was thinking.
Too.
Like, it felt it was very close to like a Sin City feeling kind of movie, but like I think all these actors were in Sin City.
Just about, and I thought that There's a guy, I can't remember who he is. He was in The Spirit.
Gabriel Mocked.
It might be Kevin Chamberlain. He plays I can't remember who. All right, let me look it up. I gotta know. This is gonna kill me. It's the guy that Samuel L. Jackson. It's his henchman that he has like clones of, and he just keeps killing them for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, he plays the cop. One of the cops.
I think so. I'm not gonna find it because this guy is gonna be impossible to find.
Yeah. Which I'd like to do The Spirit on this podcast one day.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I thought we had. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I'll do The Spirit happily.
It's fun.
It's
silly, but
it's so bad, but it's so good.
yeah.
It is not good. Let me just be clear. It's not good, but it's great.
This movie starts with Bruce Willis showing up in a wheelchair talking to a random guy in a bus station about the Kansas City Shuffle.
But before that, 2 bookies get
Oh
killed.
yeah.
Which, dude, I didn't know the second guy they kill. Where spoilers? I mean, you're gonna figure it out. Listen to this. Good Cat kills one of them. He's on that elevator going up the car park. That was the raddest. It's like, man, that was dope.
See, when that happened and the movie progressed, I was like, oh, well, that was just Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I thought Bruce Willis was the kid the whole time until the twist happened.
Yep. Not a bad one, but yeah. Then it picks up with. I don't know. I like these Snatch. Have you seen Snatch? I know we've talked about this.
I haven't completely seen it.
Okay.
I need
all
to
these
sit
like
down and watch
smooth
it.
talking, like, there was a time.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, I was like, man, this is great. I forgot how good some of this dialogue is. Some of it sucks, but
Yeah.
this one, is good.
So we get this backstory of this guy who gets a tip on a horse, and he bets on the horse and loses like 25 grand or something like that. And the bookie laid the bet off on 2 different crime bosses, and to make an example, because they were new at the time, they killed him and his family and supposedly his son. And then we pick up with Bruce Willis in a wheelchair talking to a guy in a bus station.
How many movies is that Charlie Chaplin quote in?
I've heard it before. It's been in a few.
Okay. I always attribute it to this.
I think it's even been in a couple Tarantino, or at least one Tarantino movie.
Yeah, it's had to have been.
If it was probably what's the robbery one?
Pulp Fiction? No, Reservoir Dogs.
Yes, I think it was in that.
Yeah.
If it was in any movie, it would be in that one.
Yeah. But yeah, Bruce Willis, Good Cat. They go through the whole exposition, and the guy's like, "That's a hell of a story," and he's like, "That's not the Kansas City Shuffle part, though. What happens next is." And that whole, I really thought they killed that guy at the end. Like, this is I don't know how many times I've watched this. It threw me off this time so much. And he's like, you look to the right and to the left. Boom. Yeah.
And then
we go.
Then we pick up with Josh Hartnett's character, Slevin.
Kalevra,
who shows up at his buddy's apartment. Is that how it is?
Yeah. His girlfriend, he shows up at his buddy's apartment, and he takes a shower, and his nose is broken, and he's in a towel, which I think I got this right. I should have looked it up. I wrote it in my notes because I've seen it before. Mm. The guy that wrote this, Josh Hartnett, was living with him and his girlfriend. And while he was writing the movie, that's at the same time, and Josh Hartnett always walked around in a towel. And he hated it, so he made his character do it in the movie.
Okay, that's a little petty, but
yeah.
So Josh Hartnett was
inspired by it.
Josh Hartnett was this writer's girlfriend's roommate.
He was the writer, and his girlfriend were together, and then Josh Hartnett lived with them.
That's weird.
Yeah, especially because Josh Hartnett had some money at this point. He could probably
Maybe he wasn't good with his money.
Sin City's come out, and so has Pearl Harbor, and
he was just in the prologue of that movie. So
true.
That scene, funny enough, was directed by Quentin Tarantino.
It's a bonkers thing.
Yep. So Lucy Liu, which is probably the most,
I don't know why she's here.
she's the most useless character in this movie. Like, you write her out of the movie, it doesn't change.
I know it was a big deal for her to be in it because the first time she was fun.
Yeah.
She wasn't Lucy Liu.
I mean, I didn't hate the character,
Yeah,
but
Does
it
not-
was like,
even the final twist at the end. It's like, okay.
because I guess like she was supposed to be the anomaly in the plan they couldn't really plan for.
Well, the original script, Josh Hartnett kills her,
Okay.
and they were like, "This is way too dark." So I think that she had a better use, but they were like, "We got to end this a little more lighthearted than
Yeah, I feel
what we
like
planned for."
just get her out of there.
Yeah. When they changed the ending, I just clipped her, man. She walks in thinking it's Nick wanting sugar. You have this really awkward like play production interaction. I'm not gonna lie, when I started watching it and got to that part, I went, "Oh, this movie's not as good as I remember." And then that movie moment ended, and I went, "Oh no, this movie's great. It's just that part."
See, halfway through this movie, I thought she was some kind of plant by one of
Yeah.
the bosses because I didn't know that Bruce Willis was playing them at this point.
The another fun fact:
Fun
Josh
facts.
Hartnett. So she leaves after they have their interaction, and they decide Nick's missing, and they're going to be detectives. She gives some bullcrap about Columbo, which doesn't exist in anything Columbo's ever done. It's
Right.
a fake quote. But she walks back in, and he takes his towel off. That's not scripted. He flat out just showed her his dong, and they rolled with it. Didn't tell her nothing. Just gotcha.
Penis.
So good on her for not breaking scene, I
Yeah.
guess.
So he gets after she leaves, two guys show up and say, "Hey, you're Nick Fisher because you're in this apartment and you owe our boss some money."
Slow and Elvis, man.
Yeah.
Do you know where Slow's from?
No.
That's Bubba Gump, man.
Is it?
Yeah, but you know what? I know this is I'll explain it, but here's the difference. Bubba Gump, Slow. They switched the order of the teeth, and that's it.
It felt like he had like fake teeth in.
Yeah. Yep. So last night I realized it. I went, "Oh, that's Bubba Gump.
I didn't know
Why
that
don't I
was
recognize it?" And I went,
Bubba
"Oh, it's
Gump."
because the teeth are front, not back."
And we're meant to believe that Slevin is just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because that day he's found out his girlfriend cheated on him. He got mugged on the way to that place.
Sudden titties, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait a minute, what's this rated?" I mean, Airplane's PG, but
Yeah. Is it?
yeah, it's PG.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yep. I watched that. I rented that. It was PG, and I rented it. And yeah,
It's not
quite
PG.
Got me in trouble. Got me in trouble, but I didn't say in trouble because I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick apparently owes a guy named the Boss money, which I don't know. I like this. I can see where someone would hate it. This whole movie is a lot of just verbal fighting.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
And
back and forth quips.
A lot
and
of
clever stuff.
a lot of coincidences.
Yeah.
The boss is played by Morgan Freeman. He's just known as the boss. His son has just died. Somebody killed his son. We find out who that is later. And in exchange for clearing this guy's debt, he says you're going to kill the rabbi's son, who is the other gangster in town that he's feuding with.
I don't know why that whole that's where you get that Slevin characters and not MO, but like, well, why do they call him the rabbi? Because he's a rabbi, and then his son is the fairy. Well, why is he called the fairy? Because he's a fairy. And it's like this guy just asked too many
A very early 2000s movie. Like they wouldn't even try that even in an R-rated movie today.
No,
Calling a gay guy a fairy, like, jeez.
Yeah, I forgot about it, and I went, oh, Brave. Good.
Yeah.
Great.
The internet
So he
wasn't what it was today back then. So I mean,
No.
you could have got away with it.
So he has until the morning to agree. He's got to think about it. You get to see where the bookie ended up from the beginning. Because they go and he's in a freezer with a bullet in his head.
There's a dead
But
bookie in the freezer.
that's when you get the he leaves them, but that's when you see Good Cat show up actually. And Morgan Freeman's like, why are we doing this? I'm paying you to kill someone now.
You want me?
He's going to do it for you.
You want me to get this rando to try to kill this guy? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. How quickly did you put stuff together? You said you thought Bruce Willis was the kid the whole time.
I kind of figured it out like after he visits the rabbi. I was like, okay, this guy is the kid, and somehow he found a way to get to these guys because these two gangsters, like, they've been in their towers for how long? Did they say? Like
20 years.
20 years. Wow.
20 years. They have towers across
They got
the road from each other.
penthouse.
They're like, yeah, so stupid.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, all right, we're getting into some Sin City hokey stuff here now.
Because these two guys 20, 30 years ago took over New York, kind of. Like, they were the new guys that took over, and they killed the degenerate gambler at the beginning of the movie, which turns out to be Josh Hartnett's dad.
Yep.
So Josh Hartnett gets to go back home, and he finally gets some clothes on.
No, don't. No, yeah, he does, because she comes back. Awkwardly, he finishes his peanut butter sandwich that he starts earlier, too. I made note of that, of like, where'd that sandwich come from? Oh, that's the one he had from, like,
He was making a peanut butter sandwich
before.
at the beginning, yeah. And then she starts making a sandwich and says, like, what did she figure out? She figured out something. She got some kind of records, or... No, they called a hotel.
Yeah. They, Star 60, whatever, this Star 69?
I think it is Star 69.
Okay. Whew. They Star 69 to get the hotel, and she knows a friend that works at the hotel, so she's going to go get information.
Mm-hmm.
So she leaves, and then Corey Stoll and whatever the guy's name is who can't talk, two very Hasidic Jews, stroll up and calmly ask him to come with them. So he does get dressed there.
Mm-hmm. And he goes and meets the rabbi, played by Ben Kingsley, who does a great job.
Yeah.
That guy can do accents like nobody's business.
Yeah, I watched it and went, wait a minute, where's he from again? And I really had to think about it.
I think he's Indian.
Is he?
He's British, but I think he's Indian.
He's English. His parents are Indian.
Unless they really whitewashed that Dalai Lama movie.
His dad is from Kenya.
Okay.
But of an Indian descent.
Mm-hmm.
His mom is English.
I was about to say, because he played the Dalai Lama, so unless they really whitewashed that movie.
God, I forgot he played that. I'm looking at a picture of it, and it's creepy.
Yeah.
How close? Sorry. Not the Dalai Lama's creepy.
But
only a $30,000 debt
yeah,
for the rabbi.
Nick Fisher owes this guy $30,000, and he just wants him to pay it. He gives him 48 hours to pay it.
Yep.
And then as soon as he leaves, we figure out, oh, Good Cat is playing him too.
Yeah, and that's when the dots start slowly going, what's going on?
And then when he leaves there, we cut over to these cops in this van. One is Stanley Tucci. Again, this movie has everybody in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, who is this guy? Like, this isn't Good Cat, because he hadn't worked in this town in like 20-something years. So, like, this is a new guy. They think he's like this new guy on the street or whatever.
New player in the mix.
Yeah.
Do they pick him up there?
No, it's the next morning.
Next morning. Okay. Oh, that's right. Because so he goes back.
Because him and Lucy Liu just like immediately fall in love for some reason.
Yeah, so awkward. The only I get the point of him using. It's like she tells him she got a lead. She tracks him. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and she
She takes
sees
a
him.
picture of Good Cat, which
Yeah.
is the fatal flaw. But sees him coming out of where the calls came from or whatever.
Mm,
So they go out to eat if he's still alive.
mm.
But you find out he took her there because he's gonna go try and hang out with the fairy. Gonna get them digis.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. That whole scene's funny, but
He gets cornered in the restroom by Bukowski, played by Stanley Tucci.
that whole scene, I don't know why it's just funny. Like, I'm a cop. You're gonna do what I want.
No.
No, still gets punched. He gets punched in the stomach like 5 times or 7 times.
Yeah, he gets hit he gets hit a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
And so like him and Lucy Liu go home. They do the grown up, as they called it when I was in college. That's what the RAs called it. And
Do the grown up. They talk about James Bond.
yeah. He goes out to get coffee, and then he gets snatched up by them, by the cops.
That's right. Yeah, because then they throw him out.
In a very weird way.
Yeah, I didn't remember that scene, but when I watched it, it was like, wait, what? What happened? Like, just chunk him out? Like, that's not great.
But he tells him that his name is Slevin Calavra.
Yeah, which the first time I watched this, I was like, that's bad cat. I mean, I'm not Jewish, but there's enough Jewish slang. And I was like, that's funny. Good cat and bad dog. And I was like, that's enough coincidentally. Like, there has to be some connection there.
Yeah.
But
And then he decides to kill the rabbi's son. He tells Morgan Freeman that. The next day, I think?
yeah, he goes after the coffee. No, wait. Yes, I guess he goes and tells Morgan Freeman during the coffee run
Yeah.
because if they go back, he hesitates in the hallway before walking in. And then he walks in to see her. She leaves, and Slow and Elvis come in and say, the boss wants you to look good. And they give him a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Which, apparently it's nighttime already.
Yeah,
I
quickly.
didn't know that. Yeah, I was like, whoa, hold on now.
So he goes to the fairy's apartment, which has in an adjoining room, it has 2 former Mossad agents, as bodyguards. They remember to tell us that. And he just shoots him right dead in the face or in the chest.
Walked straight in, and I think the first time I watched this, it was a shock. It was like, whoa, how do you know how to do that?
Yeah. And then Bruce Willis walks in, and
Dude, but
he's obviously familiar with him, and it's like, oh, okay, well, these two were working together.
I do like how they don't explain anything
Yeah.
until the end. And so, I mean, for the next 20, 30 minutes of the movie, but this is a fast movie. It's not.
It is.
It's 110 minutes, but like it flies by. It's whenever the climax hits, it's just kind of like,
Oh, we're
is
already here.
done. So he takes the body off and gets rid of it. No, he goes and picks Nick Fisher's body up
Yes.
and brings it back because they're gonna blow the place up and make it look like him. But
And Bruce Willis kills
fairy's
the
got
Mossad
he's got
agents.
a pendant. When he clicks it, it's a panic thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not. That whole scene was fun, just like bursting through the wall. But
There's
Yeah.
got to be a better way to get it. Like, that's silly to burst through a wall. Get a door or
the
something.
Kool-Aid Man, baby. Kool-Aid Man all the way.
Like, they didn't hear him fall to the ground. Like, what is this?
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of coincidences
Yeah.
in this. Where I'm like, if I don't think about it, I'm all right. But
Yeah.
think about it.
Bruce Willis comes in, shoots him in the head while he's on the ground, and they blow up the apartment.
What happens next? Why am I blanking out.
Oh, he goes to the rabbi with an empty briefcase.
Oh, that's right. He goes to pay off his debt.
Mm-hmm.
And you get, I don't know why, but Ben Kingsley clearing off his desk and the like finger thing he does. I remember that from this movie, which is stupid. Like, it's the one thing that's so little, but there's nothing in it. And he whacks him in the head with a leather bully stick.
Mm-hmm.
Then he wakes up, and all of a sudden, you're in the boss's place.
Oh, we also forgot to mention that the cop
He switched watches.
Stanley Tucci visits Lucy Liu because she's a medical examiner.
Yeah.
Which, again, who cares?
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need her to piece together what's going on. We don't need her in this movie, period.
The only thing she does is the exposition that one of the bookies that died, he used to be his bookie back in the day.
Yeah, that cop reveals, like, oh, I used to hand over my paychecks to him.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there watching that. I was like, oh, that's going to come up later.
Yeah. I was
And
like,
it does.
Crooked. Yeah.
So
watches.
Yeah,
the entire movie, too, you can track. I picked that up on this time. You can track everything in the movie by what kind of watch someone's wearing and where it is. Like, I don't know, they do it. It has nothing to do. It has no point other than to show, like, where things are placed. That's it. But clever.
they
I'm trying to remember when Good Cat kills. He kills her after they die.
Yes,
After
like
the
after.
twist.
Yeah.
Or during. So it's,
They
the
get
rabbi's in there giving a huge speech, which, money.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And then they eventually get them handcuffed in the boss's place together. Like, they're strapped back to back in chairs. And we get this long explainer, like, hey, I was the kid that you ordered to have killed, and my dad was the degenerate gambler you decided to make an example of. And we get flashbacks to that scene where he's being tortured. We see a sawed-off shotgun in a ring, which we saw flashes of from the boss and the rabbi earlier in the movie.
Yeah. I forget how much the movie gives away if you pay attention really hard. But I guess it does a good job of not giving too much.
Yeah. And Slevin turns out to be the young kid that was supposed to be killed.
Precious little Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then he bag boys him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems terrible. That's got to be like the worst way to go.
Yeah. I did enjoy the characters they created, seeing how both of them just embrace death. Morgan Freeman's fighting it. Meanwhile, the rabbi's just like, all right, yep, I'm gonna die.
This is it.
See you. Bye.
And we also get, so he explains to them, like, basically Good Cat took in Slevin and didn't kill him when he was supposed to. That's why he hasn't worked in New York in over 20 years.
Yep, he had to go on the run. But that is at the same time when the cop, Stanley Tucci, identifies his dead body because of the watch. But then Big Cat, that's Barstool Sports. Good Cat comes in and shoots her. Or presumably.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, well, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Why?
The first time I saw it, I thought Big Cat, God, did it again. Good Cat and him would fight in the end.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the setup, but no. I do love, though, you think everything's done, all the, like, revenge, but then Stanley Tucci's trying to figure out what happened or what's going on, and his, I guess it's his boss or just another guy calls him and explains the, like, he gets in his car
Mm.
from seeing Slevin's dead body, and he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's a pseudonym. Lucky Number Slevin was a horse." And then you get the whole scene going back, and you get to understand that clever is Hebrew for bad dog. It's not slang; it is Hebrew.
Mm.
I'm reading this part because I was like, I can't remember what it is, but he's the one that killed his mom.
Yeah.
So then he has to kill him too. And I was like, man, that's a good final twist. I wouldn't have pegged it.
That was like a thing that I was like kind of shocked at. I was like, oh, this cop killed his mom, because he's getting this explanation on this, like, from this old cop of this guy that worked the case back in the day, and he's like, the Stanley Tucci is slowly like, oh my god, someone's fucking figured it out, and I'm screwed.
Yep. Good on Stanley Tucci, because his facial expressions immediately are just like,
Yeah,
you're a good actor. Good for you, buddy. Yeah.
Like he's just waiting.
They go to the bus terminal where Slevin's waiting for her, and then Good Cat just shows up.
Yep. And he's
He
like,
tells her, he's like, I had to kill her. She took a picture of me. She made me. No, then it's no big deal.
then
just
he
walks
doesn't
away.
care that they kind of duped him and made him, and he just walks away. I was like, well, that's silly.
I do like the line. He's just like, I would have understood. So I'm like, oh, you're not friends anymore. See ya.
Also, why do you care? You met this girl like 2 days, like literally a day ago.
Yeah. And she's cool and all, but that's not the hottest girl in the world, buddy.
No.
You don't just drop it off for Lucy Liu.
I was like, you're in love after 2 days and one roll in the sack. All right.
That's all that sugar. All of it.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, this movie kind of just flies by. Like that, it's a pretty quick watch for 110 minutes.
Maybe that's why it's so good, though, too, for me. Because I know, like, when I watch this, I'm not going to be tied up for... I know how bad that sounds. Like, this movie's great because it's short, but you're kind of in, you're kind of out.
Sometimes
there's no fluff.
That's some of the best movies. Like, you know how quick it is, and just a quick in and quick out.
That's what she said. Sorry.
But yeah, like,
that's it. Then you get the wonderful song at the end.
What is it?
Kansas City Shuffle, man.
Oh, yeah. Because the whole movie was a Kansas City Shuffle.
Yeah, I don't think that's a real song.
It has to be.
I think they made it for the movie.
I bet you it's on Spotify. Let's look. I can't find that particular version on here, but anyway.
Yeah, not a bad movie.
It's pretty good.
Not perfect.
No.
Not bad at all.
It has like a lot of Tarantino influences. I can tell you that.
Yeah. What? I didn't even look. What else has the guy done that wrote this or directed it? Anything of note?
Couldn't tell you.
Victor Frankenstein.
Oh boy.
Oh, Big Sky was only 2 episodes, a TV show. Luke Cage, he directed 2 episodes.
Good for him.
So I think I answered that. There's not really been anything else. The writer, though. He wrote War Dogs.
Okay.
I didn't mind that. Good for him.
I put that song on Spotify. I'm still committed to finding this song on Spotify.
You got to find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
They probably don't have this album. I mean, the movie. Oh, no, that's not the song. That's just a clip.
Yeah. Anyway. This movie's a good 7.5.
I give it. I go with that. I'll go 7.7.
Ooh, 7.7.
Here you go. This is for your pleasure.
I don't think anybody else will be able to hear it.
Nah, no one will, but hey, it's all good.
You don't hear that, do you?
No, not
Okay.
at
Yeah, I didn't think so.
all. I just love the awkwardness that this, like, John Shaft song gets played at the end of this movie. Like, it's a very modern, at the time, movie. This is how it ends.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not bad.
Quick episode for a quick movie.
Yeah, no, I was like, man, we're ending it's a little quicker, but
I mean,
the movie is not long, but hey, I'm cool with it. So beside watching Ke Huy Quan's acceptance speech on repeat,
yeah.
actually that, and I don't know if you've seen, there's a video someone took that wasn't on TV of him seeing Harrison Ford on stage. Like, he walks on stage.
I saw
and, like,
pictures.
their first thing, him jumping up and down. I'm like, man, this is the best guy in the world.
Well, the first time they really saw each other was at D23 this year
Yeah, that was good.
when they announced Indiana Jones and Ke Huy Quan being in Loki season 2, which I'm so pumped about.
Yeah, I think I'm done with comic book movies for a while.
Yeah.
Loki, I'm pumped about, though. Guardians, I'm still pumped about.
The Guardians is probably going to be the only comic book movie I see this year, other than Ant-Man.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I'm like, I gotta. But Loki's gonna be good.
65. Like, I've read some reviews and it's like, ugh.
I hate it. I saw some of those and I went, this was supposed to be awesome.
It's like, I don't care. I still want to see it though.
Yeah.
John Wick. John Wick. I'm definitely going to see.
Are you gonna see Dungeons and Dragons?
It looks so generic.
Came in and they were good.
Really?
So the ones I've seen have been like, it's a fun ride.
See, I really like
flawed.
Chris. I like Chris Pine.
That's everyone said, like, he saves it. The effects save it. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, there's a lot of tongue in cheek stuff, but
Yeah,
it's gonna crash.
There's a guy in my community group that has a Dungeons and Dragons game. I've been meaning to ask him what he thinks about a movie being made about it. It's not the first
You
time
ever
they've
played?
tried. I've never played. No.
It's pretty fun. Logan's cousin's husband invited me. His name's Ross. He's a pretty cool guy, and he invited me, and it was pretty dang fun. But boy, you gotta prepare for that, man. Like,
Yeah. See, it's too much to keep up with.
yeah.
It's like, what can I do? What is this? I don't know.
I mean, you're well aware that I just go haywire, and I'm like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my pants off and run around. I'm gonna roll a dice to see, can you let me do that? And then they're like, yeah, you can do that, and then
Yeah.
it works. And everyone has to understand I'm naked. And it's bad. But, did you watch Mandalorian today too?
I haven't watched the new episode yet. I'm gonna watch it after this.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Best beginning of an episode of just it is like
The one that came out today.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the description where like we're gonna probably gonna follow that scientist on Coruscant.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
and he's like in the thumbnail of the episode, so I figure most of
That's
the
why I
episode
say
is that.
just enjoy the
But
first.
it's a great
or
opening, you say.
I don't know. I think it's some of the best. I'm not spoiling anything. It's some of the best spaceship fighting and flying I've seen in Star Wars yet.
Okay. Yeah,
Like modern Star Wars.
the spaceship stuff on the Mandalorian has been like amazing.
Yeah, this gets this checks every
Like
box, man.
that scene with the pirates a couple weeks ago. That was great.
So good.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it. That's all I've been watching. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm still in the middle of Hogwarts Legacy.
I am too. I keep picking it up and playing it a little bit, and then getting distracted. So I need to commit and just. I don't know, man. That game's it's good, I guess, because I go do the dumbest small things while I'm in the middle of doing something big. Like, I'll be just walking, and I'm like, oh, there's people up there. I'm gonna go kill them, and then I forget what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, there's like hippogriffs flying around. I'm going to catch those.
Those are fun. I started Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
How do you like it?
I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, you asked me that, and I realized I installed it and I played the first 30 minutes.
It's like an hour and a half prologue,
Yeah, so I never got to the game.
which is nothing compared to Death Stranding's ending, which is literally 6 hours. Like you finish a game and then there's like another 6 hours of like cutscenes and other little things to do, and it's wild.
That's like Metal Gear Solid 4. Did you play it?
No, I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game.
I only played them because they came out on GameCube re-release, and I loved them.
Uh-huh.
I bought a PlayStation 3 because I saw how Metal Gear Solid 4 looked. It was so realistic, and I was like, I'm playing that.
Yeah.
I'm buying a PlayStation 3 tonight. I worked at GameStop at the time, so it was like, I'm buying one of those used. I'm getting that game. I'm playing it. That game, I beat it at 2 a.m. one night, and then there was a 2-hour movie after. It's just like you said, Death Stranding. But it was wild.
Yeah. I'm really excited about Death Stranding too. Like, it looks crazy and insane, and I'm here for it.
I still need to play the first one.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm slacking. I know it's good, and I'm like, I gotta commit time.
It's so freaking weird and just really long cutscenes, but I feel like it has more of a story than Metal Gear Solid.
Speaking of, how's that movie's production? Did they start anything? Do you know?
Oscar Isaac's playing Snake.
And Adam Sandler's supposed to be in it.
What?
Apparently, but this could have been somebody creating fake news.
Obviously. That guy that directed Kong Skull Island's supposed to be directing it.
Yeah. Kurt. Not Kurt. What's his daggum name?
Oh, it's got a production picture. So Jordan Voight Roberts.
There we go. I knew Voight was there, but
yeah.
I hope that works and hope it's good. I think with The Last of Us, people could believe
concept art, so there's something.
All I want to know is if they do it, what Metal Gear are they doing? Because
probably like the early ones. Like, if they're getting Oscar Isaac.
The Nintendo ones.
Yeah.
Like original.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's it for this week. Next week we start The Expendables. Neither one of us has seen those movies, so that'll be fun.
Nope. I'm gonna welcome my 30s by becoming a action dad now. Let me back that up. An middle-aged person.
There you go.
Let's not throw the dad word.
I thought you were already 30, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm 32.
Yeah. I'll be 34 next month.
Old.
Yep.
Did I tell you, I can't remember if I told you or someone I work with. I was in a conversation with someone at Publix, which I don't know how this happens. And someone asked me, when was I born? And I told them, they said, oh, so you were born in the late 1900s.
Yeah, you told me somebody at church the other day that asked you that.
I got it a second time. And I was like, is that a thing? Like, is that really what the kid's about the same?
Is that
age.
what the kids are saying now?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, whatever. It's kind of cool.
I think they just like saying late 1900s just to fuck with you.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll ask you: Super Mario Brothers, is it going to be good or not?
I don't care. I really don't. I'm not going to see it.
I'm going to go see it for sure. I don't care if it's good, but I know I'm going to go.
Visually, it looks really good.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't care.
No, I want to go to the movies.
Charlie Day is a good choice for Luigi. Chris Pratt is a terrible choice for Mario. So
yeah, crispy rat, man.
Like, he doesn't need to be in every movie. Let's calm down.
No.
His series on Amazon is really good.
I think I started it and hadn't.
What? The Terminal List that came out last 4th of July.
Yeah. Started it and went, I need to have more time to watch all this. If I go see Cocaine Bear, I'll tell you how it is.
It came out on digital today. I think you can.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like you can rent it for $20,
Did.
which I'm not gonna do.
Nope. Nope. I'd probably not.
So, like we said, next week is Expendables. That's it for this week. If you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at Second Take Movies, where you can send us weird DMs and comments. And no one's done that yet. No one's taken us up on that. And people are listening. I don't know if they're not listening to this part of the episode. They're probably not. But
no, they need to send some weird stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a new segment called "Someone Sent Weird Stuff."
Yeah. So get on that. And for Jake, I will see you. We'll see you next week with the first Expendables movie.